Hello everyone, Astocky here and welcome to the next episode of my Let's Play of the complete Yogscast pack. For some reason, that's better. So for some reason NEI was just being a bit buggy on me. You will see if I press T, custom NPCs is now installed. That's basically something that I have added. It's going to hopefully help bring this place to life a little bit. Again, we have the little kind of first order house here. Just made a little stockpile of my hay at the back there. You can see my tree farm's coming along nicely. I put the barrel there. I was actually thinking about going to move the barrel just up here at the corner of the house. But the first thing I want to do now is I want to get a bit of a farm started. So I don't have a hoe. And oops, bucket. So I am going to need to get myself a hoe. And a bucket, of course. Going to need some water. The plan is just to start two. That is, was not expecting that to be stone. Have I got dirt? Only a little bit. You know, we'll see how things go. We'll see how I end up. But my expectation is I want a little bit of a fenced off type area. So probably not sure if limestone is going to have much use for me. But then here, so if I put some water there, and then put some water there, can run, yeah, fences around there. I think this is going to work for me. I am going to need to make quite a few gates though. I mean quite a few fences, sorry. Why not? Let's just make it all. What's the worst that can happen? Hang on to the rest of those. 28 is now not seeming like it's going to be enough. And then a bit of path. I'm actually going to fence. Yeah, I should have brought that one further in. I'm going to fence off the whole kind of back section of the house. Now I've broken my good axe, so I'm just going to have to use this one for now. And so this is going to be the little space that a lot of little medieval places had that they would use for storage of different kinds of things, and typically a little sort of farm, whether it's like a vegetable farm or, I mean in this case it's going to be a vegetable farm, but you know, you typically have to decide whether it was going to be a vegetable farm or something like a little, you know, fruit, berry bushes and those kinds of things. They wouldn't typically have wheat in their backyard because it, you know, it needed a much bigger area. But yeah, you know, fruit and vegetables, those kinds of things would typically work okay. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to go for carrots and potatoes. Excuse me, and get them set up and them growing. And then see how much space I kind of have left at the end of that. Yeah, it's not really enough space for anything much, so probably going to leave that just the way that it is. I've still got, definitely still got, easily got my 16 wood that I need. So going to make a bunch of sticks. I am really going to need a lot of fences anyway. No, let's go for make a couple of gates, because at the very least going to need a gate just here, and on and off the property. Something about the halfway mark. That's going to light up quite nicely. And now the next thing that I need is a bit of a wheat farm. And okay, I was sure that I brought a stack of wheat seeds with me. Like I was honestly sure I had there we are. Wheat seed bag. I don't have a lot of barley seeds, but I definitely want to get some more barley as well. But basically what I'm going to aim to do is I want it to be fairly close to the water's edge, but I want to do 3 strips of 2 long that are 22 in length. Now obviously you can't control how flat your ground is, and peasants would have to deal with whatever they had, whatever they were given. But I think hopefully this will work. Excellent. I'll make a couple of these and they don't stack, but hopefully that'll help me to clean out the ground up here a little bit. So yeah, it's left click, excellent. I seem to be getting way less seed drops than I normally would expect to, but that's okay. Hemp. Hemp could be kind of cool. And I mean, you typically don't want to build a farm on really hilly terrain because it's a pain. But if you have to, you can, and that's one of the good things. It typically makes better area for herding animals, sheep and cows and things like that, but there's definitely no reason why you can't build a farm, let's be honest, somewhere kind of crappy. So yeah, I definitely want to get this wheat planted so I can start growing. So let's have a bit of a look at how this is going to work and just have a little bit of a sea of things. It's a bit flatter over this side, isn't it? Yeah, it's not going to work brilliantly. Been kind of avoiding planting barley, but something that I read up, which I think is quite cool, is that apparently it was fairly common to have sorry, getting a little bit distracted because I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Yeah, it was fairly common to have barley as part of a crop rotation. I'll eat some of that, one of those sheep that I killed, and then cook up a couple of eggs as well. But yeah, it was fairly common to have wheat in one season, and then in the next season you would have barley. So as part of like a 3-field rotation, you would kind of mix and match your way between wheat and barley, and letting the fields go fallow and letting the animals go through them. So I'm going to try for something that works a little bit like that in terms of a rotation, just to see how it goes. I'm not sure if it will be brilliant, but yeah, I'm going to try something like it and see how the animals kind of go with it. It's probably not going to be big enough to work like that, but if we get our hoe and I kind of measure out what that's going to be like, we want, where's my limestone? You'll do. So we want, we start our fence there. We've got 1, 2, gap, 1, 2, gap, 1, 2, 1, 2. We would run our fence down here. So be fence there and fence there. I want to run this 22, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So like I said, definitely not going to have enough fences. Replant that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we will just stick it on the corner. And now, where did my axe go? Got a couple of gates, so thinking a gate just there. Not sure I'm a huge fan of that Pokemon hat, but definitely got to try and sort this out and see if I can sleep quickly. Will it let me? Excellent. Slightly sunk down bed too, which is cool. I suspect that they'll all be dying right now. But yeah, that is going to be a really long fence line. And so the shovel will need to dig it out, because this is not going to be the farm, this is going to be the I mean, I'm going to aim for hedging or something similar to hedging, but I am going to need water to start with anyway. So I need something like another 40. Yeah, 17 is not going to be enough. Let's repair these tools while I'm here. Oh wow, that's going to take quite a lot to fix. Again, 17 is not going to be enough, but it'll be a good start. There we go. Not bad. Not great, not bad. Oh yeah, these things like water, don't they? This is why we have an ocean near us. I was not expecting you. Should have been, but I wasn't. Okay. And then over the top of this, I'm going to put like cobblestone slabs. And just have it like a bit of a there we go. Now I have broken my tool. This is going to waste a lot of seeds because it's trying to plant 9 at a time, but I don't care. You know, you got to get them down there sometimes. Get my axe out. Don't want to use my good axe because that could end up with horrible, horrible things happening. We chuck a gate there, and then we come down this end and throw another gate. How am I doing? 2 more gates. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more fence, hey? Can absolutely do that. Getting a little bit dizzy with all the opening and closing of gates and things. So there's 4. How'd my food go? Little piece of cooked mutton. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Now I think this cow is just going to have to die. I'm not even worried if this is centered anymore. Because, meh. Okay, now you're officially on my field. That was going to cause me issues. Still 1 hoe short though. And in this particular case, probably more than 1 hoe short by the guess of things. Because however much I like the way this game goes, this game doesn't seem to always like me. Oh. So get to the end here. Plop. So here we are planting barley. And not a lot. But once I've done this, I'll have the completely fenced off wheat farm that is big enough. Need 5 items of usable food. Excellent. So now this side of the field, like I said, would stay fallow as part of the kind of the three crop rotation setup. So I'm going to leave it just like that. So need a house. It's got to have a living area, a bedroom with a bed. It's got to have a front door. It's got to have something that separates the living room from the other area. Check, got all that. Fenced off wheat area. Check. Fenced off vegetable patch. Check as well. Got to have 5 items of edible food per person and a stack of 16 wood. I'm going big scale, so I've got a stack of 64 wood. Like I said, I'm going to go big scale with pretty much all of the things that I do for this mod. Hopefully a bunch of these will be able to go in there. Because I figure if I go big, then I'm not going to have too much trouble when it comes to, well, pretty much everything. So I've got a piece of food there. Now I want to start to build some cabinetry and things and put them in here. But I'm actually going to leave this dwelling exactly as it is when I finish with it. You might go, huh? What are you doing that for? Well, the reason that I'm doing that is because this one here is going to be like the first one that I don't touch. The next one that I'm going to build obviously is going to make use of some technologies that are in advance of what I had when I built this. So, you know, after I've built myself a carpenter, that's when I'm going to start building cabinets and things like that I can store items in. So this one's going to be a little bit light on to start with. Actually, you know what, I can just walk through here. And again, normally I would have the little cobblestone half slabs in there that'll fix that up. So I might actually, I'll do that now and make that the very last thing I do this episode, and then I will be up to the Stone Age. So I don't know exactly how much stone that I need, but I will grab a bunch of it and I will come back then. So see you soon. Okay guys, I'm back. I now have the right amount of these. So what I actually want to do is make more use of hedges. So you can make an oak hedge with 6 oak leaves and it gives you 4 hedges, and they're basically a block that will always stay there that you can use to basically act as a fence and to help separate things. And that I think is going to be a really useful thing to do. Excellent. And because that's going to be such a useful thing to do, I'm going to do it as soon as I possibly can. I think it'll be really, really handy. Did I just... I did. That kind of thing will occasionally happen where I misclick. But typically there would be hedges that were used to separate a lot of these kinds of things, as opposed to actually building a fence, because you know, you could grow a hedge and it would, you know, add to the nature sort of thing. It was less maintenance, and you know, animals tend to be a lot more comfortable with natural things. What I'm going to do is about here, I guess. About there as well. Just throw some extra torches in. Now, I know that if I throw that in there, that can make barley flour, which I can then use to make bread. But I'm not going to do that until such time... Can I use it? Yeah. I'm only going to make bread like this until I actually make a mill. And then once I make the mill, I'm actually going to start then using barley to make ground up flour like that. So this is my little farm, wheat farm. So that's pretty much got everything I wanted set up the way that I wanted it now. These are still not growing as quickly as I had hoped, so I don't actually have a lot of food. How am I doing in the way of food? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't really have what you'd call 5 food, at least not in any meaningful way. So that's not brilliant. Could be a lot worse though. You can see I've made up a little bit of a carpeted area just here to sit down on, because I figured it was a bit of a fire hazard around my furnace. I'm just trying to think of what I want to do next. I'm trying not to build too many chests, because again, I don't want to get too carried away and too crazy with these kind of things. I might though. You I can make straight into seeds. You I have to break, don't I? Pick you'll do. And I broke my pick as well. It's probably not going to hurt. You are the wrong tool for that job, my friend. If I can plant one of you and one of you, they'll both pretty much should land there. Like I said, I don't want to actually work yet with cobblestone. But I'm comfortable enough if I make a path out of it. Because basically the reason I want to work with cobblestone is it's kind of like we're at the age yet where we haven't really mastered stone masonry or anything like that. So I will replace this with gravel once I get stone, because then I can use a stone hammer to crush cobblestone into gravel. But at this stage I'm going to do that just so this doesn't flop this way, because it should make it flop onto the grass there. Yeah, you can see we've got a little bit more food now, but again we're still not doing brilliantly. But this is enough. I've got a huge farm. I'm sure I've got 5 pieces of food, don't I now? So if we look at everything that I've actually got as food, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I've got 6 food. That's definitely, it's definitely better. So I'm gonna call that good and say we're now at the end of the quote unquote wood age. And so the next thing I have to do is expand my town. And so the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to start with, I wonder if this will work. I'm going to grab one of my hay bales because I need bread. I'll stick the 3rd loaf of bread in here, but I need 2 loaves of bread and 2 sticks for a magical cause. Okay, yep, that should be it there. Okay, so it's an NPC wand. It's supposed to have a recipe that is 2 bread and 2 sticks, unless for some reason it's turned off. Anyhow, whatever. What I'm going to do now, what is your item ID? 26980. 26980, one of. Bloop. So this is an NPC wand, and what this allows me to do is to right click and to create an NPC. I shouldn't have tweaked the name. Will he respawn? Yes. Immunify? No. Burn in the sun? No. Can drown? Yes. If he finds an enemy, he's got to retreat. He can open doors. Can swim? Avoid water? Yes. Return to start point. Shelter from darkness. Can sprint, yes. Movement, he's going to wander around within a 10 block range. So his name is Embrera. Now he is going to be, oops, sorry, he's not going to be a player. He is going to be a villager. Boom, there he is. He's currently a nondescript villager. So I'm going to change that and I'm going to make him into a farmer. And what you can also do is give him a role as a trader and then edit his trades. And you can say, if I give you this, you'll give me something back. So at the moment he has no role, but if I right click on him, you can see he has an empty trade menu. So I will get to that and I will add in probably the ability to trade something for bread and something for potatoes and carrots as well. Not entirely sure what yet, but it'll be something like that. And yeah, he's my farmer dude. He's my first villager. So the next thing that I'm going to do is make some stone tools, because I'm considering myself now out of the wood age. And those stone tools that I'm going to make, I'm going to have to make some accommodation, because I need a lumberjack, I need a carpenter, I need a bunch of other things so that I can start to really make use of wood. Then I'm going to need a stonemason. I basically want to have a unique building for every type of material and thing that I can do. So I'm going to have a carpenter who's going to make things with wood. I'm going to have a lumberjack and a little lumber mill that is going to be the place where logs get turned into planks and sticks. I am wanting to get Certus quartz so I can make a grinding mill, and I'll probably put it over here and actually make a mill so that I can start to ground up flour and make bread, all those kinds of things. But I want to spawn an NPC for every one of the jobs that's going to get done, and I want to try and give them the right kind of skin and have them, with their little wandering capabilities and have it all really set up like that. So hopefully it'll be a living, thriving village by the time it gets going. So yeah, anyway, this mod that I've just added is called the Custom NPCs mod. It has a lot more power than just this little tiny NPC wand. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I know that not a lot actually happened this episode, but it takes quite a lot to get a decent type farm actually set up. So yeah, it's going to take a while to get everything going, and until things get going, I've kind of got what I've got. But you could definitely imagine this being a little, early European, I guess, peasant type household, someone who owns a little bit of their own land, or is a person who their liege owns some land and they're just the people who work it. But, there's plenty of stuff that kind of fits in and is reasonable. Haven't gone overboard with anything. Haven't put glass in. That'll all come in the next step of the tech tree. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the series. Until next time, Astocky out.